All right, took me a minute to unmute. Hey, Ryan, how do you think the offense flowed after Jameis came in to start the second half last night? It's not always easy, I imagine, just kind of making the switch mid-game like that.
Yeah, it's a little different, obviously with Jameis in there. But I think overall we did a good job. Like I said, obviously there's a few quirks in there, and maybe it doesn't flow quite as well as Drew, because obviously Drew's been doing it so long, and that's what we're used to. But I think Jameis did a good job stepping up and playing well, and I think offensive line, obviously some corrections we need to make, but I think we did all right overall.
Next question's from Fletcher Mackel.
And you've obviously played with Drew now since 2017. Did you see his body language? Did you see him on the sidelines? I mean, obviously he's a tough competitor and he can't go. Is that kind of an indication of something is definitely not right? Just maybe, I know you were focused on the game, but also seeing him and maybe what your thoughts were knowing he was hurt.
Yeah, honestly, I had no idea he was hurt. He didn't show it. He didn't show it in the huddle. I didn't see him on the sideline really. But I truthfully didn't even know he was hurt. He's a fierce competitor, and he'll do anything he can to be on that field. So, I didn't notice it, but no.
Next question's from Mike Triplett.
Ryan, if whether or not Jameis plays, I guess this is a valid question, but what, in your experiences with him, what has stood out to you and given you confidence in him just from his makeup, I guess, and his traits?
Yeah, I think he, obviously we've taken snaps with him in camp, and then, a little bit throughout the week when he gets in for a little bit. But, I think he's a good leader. He's got good command of the huddle. He's an outgoing player, and I think he has that leadership mentality within him. So if he does get the call, I think he's going to do a great job with it.
Next question's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, I know on the offensive line, you guys have had guys go down due to injury, and the receivers, that group's been kind of up in the air at times because of injuries. I guess just how has this team been able to, or do you think those instances maybe help the team kind of hone in and just like, all right, Jameis is in, we can play now? Yeah,
when we heard Jameis was going in yesterday, it was kind of like, all right, no one even thought about it. It's like that's just what we got to do. It's just the NFL. People get hurt all the time, and it's something you gotta play through. So injuries are something that happens, and it's the next man up, and you got to be able to do your job, and that's what we do every week. Guys are prepping like they're playing, so I think multiple guys stepped up and are able to fill in at different roles and do a sufficient job.
Next question's from Luke Johnson.
Ryan, just considering the role Drew plays and calling out protections and stuff, what changes for y'all if he's not in the game? Is it still the quarterback taking a big part in that, or is somebody else going to take the lead on that?
Yeah, Drew obviously does an incredible job of IDing stuff and seeing stuff that maybe we would miss. So I think Jameis is obviously perfectly capable of that. But this week going in, playing Atlanta, we'll see what the changes will be, or if there will be any changes. But we got some smart guys up front, so whatever it is, we'll be able to handle it and figure it out.
Next one's from Fletcher Mackel.
Ryan, last year, obviously, Teddy came in and Taysom was here. I don't think we know which direction Sean will go. We went with Jameis yesterday. Does it drastically change what you all do when Jameis would be in for Drew? Is if Taysom is in with the RPO type stuff as far as a preparation game plan standpoint?
No, I wouldn't say it drastically changes us. Obviously Taysom's got a few different, like you said, RPO, a little bit different game plan with Taysom in, and that's what we've been going with so far with Drew playing. So whoever gets a call, it's not really going to change us all that much. There might have a few changes to the offense here and there, but overall, I don't think it's going to change that much.
Last question's from Luke Johnson.
Ryan, it seemed like y'all stuck with the running guy. Obviously, with Drew getting out, kind kind of changes things a little bit. But y'all stuck with the running game after it didn't really have a ton of success early in the game. What's been working so well with that lately? And how important is that to what y'all are going to be doing as the season moves forward?
Yeah, we struggled early on with the run game. Eventually kind of got some runs going there. But that's something that obviously we take pride in, getting their run game going. So that's something we'll clean up, watch the film, and make corrections there. But I thought San Fran did a really good job. They played hard, they physical defense. But like I said, we'll make corrections and come back, and we got Atlanta this week, so that's what we're looking to.
And then it seems like y'all have also kind of cut down on some of the penalties, whether it's pre-snap stuff, holding, stuff like that. Have you noticed an improvement there as the year's gone on?
Yeah, I'm not too focused on it, but I think we've done a good job, and running our feet and not letting our hands get outside and get those holding calls. And some of the pre-snap penalties, those are drive killers. So I think we've done a good job at keeping those at a minimum, and like you said, kind of gotten a little bit better with that.